Welcome to another brilliant, beautiful day. This is an exceptional day on planet Earth because with me is my dear, dear, dear friend, but it's another day of Dose of Did You Know, where intriguing, inspiring, unique individuals talk about love, Travis, and life and how it got them here today. My man, the one, the only. Travis, how are you?
I'm savage, Coach. I'm savage.
And I love when he says that. It's my favorite thing because it's not just a word. It's a state of mind. It's how he shows up. It's in his actions. It's probably why I do love you.
Thank you.
Put money where your mouth is.
Try to. That's all you can do. Thank you so much.
That is it. So tell the world before I start, we start chatting we have so much fun stuff. Who is Travis? Who is Oscar Mike Radio?
Well, Oscar Mike Radio was created when I wanted to do something to give veterans and the people who support them and military, active duty service members a way to tell their story. And it was at a time in my life where I didn't feel like I had a lot of value to offer. And so, it was a conversation with my lawyer about doing something rather than sitting there in my, apartment, sorry for myself. And I'm like, well, I could write a blog, but there's millions of blogs. I could try to do a video thing, but I got a face for radio. So like radio, yeah, we'll do that. I can do that. I can talk. So 4 years later, I'm on video with you, and it's just a way to, connect people with other people and really talk about those who are trying to get out of their comfort zone and move whatever it is forward in the military and veteran sense. That's how we met.
It is how we met. And okay, so I'm going to talk about this for a second because he relived our first meeting and it makes me sound like a total bitch.
I was kidding, Coach. I was kidding.
I was like, I was not. I was so excited. No, our first meeting was, it was about a year ago, right?
Yeah, almost to the day.
Yep. And it was amazing. And then fast forward 1 year, I hound him like a gnat on a banana about love in his life. And he loves it so much. You can tell.
I just can't get enough.
He really can't, people. He's like, really, we do have conversations about this. But then now we're doing stuff together in Nashville. We were just there. And that's kind of, I do want to talk a little bit about how you get from where you were to where you are now. Because you talked about you were in this, not the highest point in your life. And something made you step outside of that misery and focus it on other people. But then in that journey, you learned to actually focus on the value of yourself along the way.
Sure, absolutely. Just if I may,
yes,
for all of you out there, we met. Our first interview was in Post Office Square Park, the Norman B. Leventhal Park in Boston. It was outside with people around, and it was really a great experience. She was very accommodating. She had gone full. Look, folks, Coach goes full throttle from the minute she gets up to the minute she closes her eyes, and she was gracious enough to squeeze me in. And I do love kidding you, Danielle. It's so much fun, and it's so easy too.
It really is. It's not that hard.
but where I was, I had a really, I was in a difficult time because of things that happened. My own outlook on life and my own version of self-worth was nothing. I didn't feel like I had anything to offer anybody, much less myself. And I was kind of wandering around trying to figure it out. And what happened was, I got encouraged to try something, right? So, and a lot of this coalesced around the time of, the 22 a day PTSD. I'm a member of my local Marine Corps League, 1115 out of Metro South in the South Shore area of Massachusetts. And we did a lot of burial details for, military members who had committed suicide. And I'm like, it's not an exaggeration that at some points I wasn't too far away from the abyss, but I'm like, what do I do? How do I get myself out of this? Because people in my corner were like, you can do this, you can make it, you can become better, something better. So I started Oscar Mike Radio in 2016, went to a media day at Massasoit Community College and got some tips from Keith Hayes, who, produced me and mentored me, and I started doing it. And what started happening is, with me having to prepare a show or talk to a guest and learn about them and then put that out there, I had to go to a different place in my mind to do that, right? But by me doing that for them, the feeling I got when I did that made me want to do it more. And then being able to connect other people, other guests who were looking for help or guidance or mentorship or business was like, yes. So over the last 4 years, that has happened more and more. It's how we became to know each other. Is a guest, Andrew Farr with Irreverent Warriors in Nashville, told you about me. He told me about you, and we met. And look what has happened in our relationship. We started talking back and forth. We've shared technical expertise and how to present to different guests. We've talked about what's important to us. And we've been offered to do other things besides Irreverent Warriors support, but we've turned it down because it didn't speak to us. Mm-hmm. And so there's a real synergy there that you don't find very often. So that's what's happened to me. And then the last part of it, where I got some tough love from the coach folks. She sends it broadside, full send. You really got on me about not accepting, who I am and the greatness that, these actions happen. So I have been working on that, and being able to do that has opened up a lot of other areas in my life. So that's kind of where I came from and where I am now. Where I am now is just trying to figure out how to use what I have and maximize it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have to receive and realize what you have in order to maximize it. And sometimes you just need that. You've seen multiple styles of my coaching for you and other people. And they're very eclectic. They're very different. Some of them you might even question me about, like, but it always is, what do I always do? I always lead with love, and you have
always to lead with love.
And you have to know your audience, right? So, like, sometimes, and you must know this from talking with people, sometimes there is a certain approach that works for somebody, and then there is a certain approach that works for somebody else. And so this is what I feel. This is my own personal thing. If I am so stuck in myself and my ego, take it for like you interviewing, right? And anything that we do, that it is my way, and that's the only way to apply to an interview or only apply to advice. How stuck up am I, right? Instead of actually seeing the person for who they are, feeling what they actually need, and then giving them that in the best way possible.
I totally agree with that. And I've seen her do it, folks. And she coaches me very differently than she coaches other people. First of all, she knows that I got a thick skull, so it's going to be a little more emphatic than other coaching opportunities she's taken on. But I believe you're right. I believe that when you deal with people, and what we are in is a people business, a people outreach, that if you're not humble enough to realize that you have to meet the person where they are, how effective are you really being, and why are you there in the first place?
Right. Well, that's where this big whole thing of ego comes in and out of my life in so many different ways. And now I don't know why it's sitting here. This like whole ego thing is sitting here, which means maybe there's some piece of it that I need to like hone in on. I always feel like, I think it's like the ego of the fear of the unknown. I think that is where my life is in this moment, how ego applies. So it's not just about thinking like your crap doesn't stink kind of thing. I try to say it in the nicest way, but it's also about not being fearful of what you don't know, to kind of put yourself out there, which is a little bit like your story of what you said. So see, I think I'm on a new adventure, because now you just clarified that for me. Thank you for that realization coaching session, Travis, that you said nothing about.
Well, come on, Danielle. We are both people that want the variables and the unknowns categorized, organized, and listed in terms of criticality. So when that doesn't happen, neither one of us are exactly happy with the situation or ourselves.
No.
It's hard to let that go.
It's very hard, but that's where bliss sits. So just to give you a little background, when Travis and I were doing this Nashville event and we're talking and prepping beforehand, and I'm like, look, I'm a little anal. Like, I want to know every moment where we are, what we're doing. And you know what? If it needs to be adjusted, we can totally do that because we have a great foundation. And I think he was like, thank you, you're speaking.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. I got a sister in arms who understands. It was fantastic.
It is, right? So prepare for the unknown, but let go and receive and adjust whatever happens. And that is what I think the lesson I'm in the process of learning right now with my ego.
Well, if you can't adjust on the fly to whatever life throws at you, I mean, we have a saying in the Marine Corps called Semper Gumby, where we're going to prepare for the objective and whatever it is. But if we have to be flex a little bit, we're going to do it. But, I still get flashbacks to times when I didn't prepare adequately. So I really, if it's not done in the bullet point section of the right form, the right place, I get kind of nervous. But I think what happened when we went to Nashville, we were prepared. There were some curveballs, but it was funny. I don't think that you and I were ever out of sync. Mm-mm. We just adjusted and really related to the artists and made sure that the cause they were supporting was highlighted in a really authentic way.
Right. So there you go. It was knowing your objective. The objective was not us going there. The objective was to bring the artists up, bring the event up, bring the cause up, their reverent warriors, like put the focus outside of us. I feel like I was just a tool in that. And I'm a chatty Cathy and I like to flutter around, and we worked very well about that.
There are some things you do better than me. There's some things I do better than you. It just balanced out great because we were live from the boondocks in Columbia, Tennessee. It was great, right? It was great to support that and be a part of that. And if I may, Coach, I just want to throw a big shout out to Michelle Baxter and all the artists she lined up, and Woody and all the Boondocks crew for really making a great experience for us.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that because Michelle has popped up and I was just, this is our in sync. I was just going to say that. And then you took it out with that lovely voice that I love so much of you. I made him introduce every single person because I just wanted him to hear. I wanted to hear that.
I love it. I love it. And it worked out great. And that's the other thing, some people work years to get that kind of chemistry. And I mean, we were just throwing it back and forth like we had done in all our lives, Danielle. It was fantastic. No wonder Michelle wants us back.
Right. A little pat. That's a little receiving of love right there. Receive that.
Accept it. Accept it.
Accept it. Own it. Man, that's how it is. But it is. I have to go back and I have to say you gave all of this going down memory lane, rehashing of it all, because I told him earlier, I'm like, I have so many good memories from Nashville, from the hike, from I was at Water Station 4, best water station ever. Shout out to the Gee family for being there with me. But when we sat and I sat with you and we chatted in the middle of the hike, even that stuff was left such great place in my heart. It added to everything. And that is part of leading with love, Travis, letting go of the control and receiving what's out there. Because if we try to control it all too much, that synchronicity of that we had wouldn't have been there. All of those great moments wouldn't have been there because we would have been so uptight. We've been walking around with a stick up our ass.
Well, that's one way of putting it. I just, that water station was pretty special. We did have a couple moments because I wasn't exactly feeling great for a lot of reasons. But it was just a couple of moments where we had, and then when Tamara and Heather sprayed my shirt down to get the logo popping, that was a great moment. But I think the thing that really kind of resonated with me is, even though you weren't on the hike with me and I wasn't doing the volunteer work with you, we each brought something to the overall experience and left with something that, as you said, is going to be with us for a very long time. And I don't know about you, but does that happen very often in life?
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. And I don't know. It was just everything. The love for Andrew, the love that Michelle put in at the event, all of those, what was there, like 200 other veterans, and then all of the volunteers. I mean, and Heather was there. Yes, Heather, who is traveling the country now. God knows where she is.
Talk about her being Oscar Mike. Wow.
And it was all. So I think that just says this point of like this love fest that I'm about like having right here in this moment just shows that when you find your people, and even when you don't know that they're going to be your people and you don't know what you're going to expect, if you just go into it, like, shoot, it changes you.
Definitely changed. Definitely looking forward to doing another hike for that same reason. I can understand now why the hikes are so important. And, I was really touched, I don't know about you, with the artists who came out to the Boondocks to support the hike. I was really impressed with, how Travis McVeigh and Heroes Custom Cup Company, Heroes Custom Cup Company and the vodka, the Heroes vodka line was all wrapped in supporting this. It can work if people put aside the ego, as you said so many times before.
It really can. And we're going to be together in Milford, Mass. So everybody that's up here in our area, because Travis and I are close to each other, different states, but I do live in a better state. Live free or die. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there.
I don't disagree. It's ironic that Massachusetts is the birthplace of freedom, because I don't feel free sometimes.
Yeah, no. But Milford, Mass, December 5th is 5th, right? December 5th. Is that our hike? Yeah. We're going to be there. And Jacob, my son, will be there. His first hike ever. So
Jacob's going to be there. Andrew's going to be there. I'm going to be there. It's going to be an awesome time.
It truly is. And, but before I let you go, Travis.
In
this moment. Right now, you were hoping I would forget, but I didn't forget. In this moment right now, the first thing that comes to your heart or your mind, no matter how silly or wonky it is. What does love mean to my amazing friend, Travis?
I thought you were going to forget. What is love? What is right now?
Right now. Woo! Go.
Oh, life's a gift. And life with your children is a gift. Life with that special someone is a gift. Life in doing what you love is a gift. Life in accomplishment is a gift. So if you look at life and your attitude that it is a drudge and, not a good place to be, it's never going to improve. But if you start looking at the gifts every day in life, whether it's National Coffee Day, that's a gift.
That is a gift.
You can start to love other things about people and yourself that you might not have before. And that's my answer.
Good answer, Travis. I will let you slide with that because it's your truth and you live with truth. And maybe next time I'll say, what does love in a relationship mean to you? Maybe I'll change it up next time. He's never going to be on the show ever again.
I'm going to come back on your show. Absolutely. I'm going to have you back on my show when we do Milford hikes. So you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
All right. I'll take it. I'm there. You and me forever. It's a thing.
So happy together.
He's the singer in the couple group of us, not me. We found that out.
Well, it's just been great coming on here, and I really appreciate the opportunity. And it was fantastic getting to support the veterans and the artists at the Boondocks. And then, folks, I'm feeling, I'm like I'm going to overheat if I don't sit down. And there's Danielle coming up with me with a bottle of water, banana, saying, "Hey, are you having fun yet?" Yeah, yeah. And it really was. It was a very special moment. So good stuff and more to come.
That is right. And everybody that is out there listening today, there's so much love. Michelle, Heather, Brian, Andrew, all of you guys, we miss you. And yes, Michelle, well, actually, probably Travis will be in your area before I will. I don't know if I'm ever moving out of New Hampshire. Who knows? We'll see. Never say never, right?
Never say never.
Who knows what Coach Danny's life is going to lead or be, or where I'll even be next week. I don't know.
Well, all I know is when I roll with you, it's you never know what's going to happen, but it's always good.
It is. We do have fun. We do have adventures together. And you know what is really good? In our adventures, nobody really takes the pictures of the parts that you don't want to be seen. You know how you have those friends, this is like a side note, where you have those people that take those pictures and you're like, why would you take a picture like that? Like that is like, those are secrets that are just between our little group. What is going on? None of that. Safe zone.
Not even the picture of you sleeping on the plane.
Well, you know,
it was really funny. All of a sudden she was like, going a million miles an hour, and all of a sudden it got quiet. I'm like, what's going on here? And she was rocked out, folks. So I got a good photo of that one. That's pretty funny.
You did. That was a good time. And he was like, thank you. She shut up.
No.
Oh, and side note, fun fact about Travis. Here's another fun fact is, ladies, he is fantastic at giving you makeup tips.
Well, okay. So I have 5 sisters, legitimately 5 sisters. Yes. So I know how important that stuff is, but also in the video editing that I'm learning, color grading and makeup aren't that far apart. So I'm learning. I was glad to be able to support you all looking good.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Had to put the makeup on in the plane because of my own. He's also really good at making sure you show up at the airport, or that's like God's will, and then telling you, no, you need a little more, you need a little pop. And then when we'd go out at night, he'd be like, yeah, you're good. You're good for going out at night. It was amazing. It was
not just you, right? It was other women too. I mean, maybe it's a new calling. Maybe it's a new calling.
You did give your skills out to multiple women that needed them that weekend. So just saying, ladies, he's good to have around. He's a good guy.
You're making me blush.
Well, I will let you go, everyone out there. Thank you. And remember, as always, love hard, love pure, and love proactive. Until next time, take care.
Thank you so much.